The hallucinations, the voices that I would hear, they just isolated me from everybody and everything. My depression, it again also isolated me. My anxiety, it just made it to where I couldn't do anything at times. I couldn't even leave the house. I was just too paranoid of people. Uh, but through esketamine therapy, I got through all of that. I got through the other side. I no longer have depression. I no longer have the anxiety. And I no longer hear and see things that are not there. It's really a wonderful thing. It's a crazy thing. Not anything I ever expected or ever experienced my entire life. So my book, Picking Up the Breadcrumbs, is about all of the insights and the grand revelations that would come to me through my therapy and after. My brain was just electrified, just with all kinds of overloaded information, connections, ways to become the observer, the one that is at peace and at love with all things. And he's just observing in the moment without the future or the past, just in the moment, feeling the breeze, feeling the sun, the morning sun. Oh, it's so glorious. Hearing the birds that serenade this morning, my morning ears. It's a beautiful day, friends. Again, my book, Picking Up the Breadcrumbs, I offer not just to me, but to you, as a guide that could also help you along your path, your journey in life. If you deal with depression or anxiety, take a look at my book. Maybe you'll glean something. I know that I have, and that's all I have to offer, is the awareness that I came to know of for my own healing. My name is Amy Celeste Youngbeard McKenzie. I've been diagnosed in the past and currently with extreme, deep bipolar depression, drug resistant. Nothing has worked. Schizoaffective disorder. I hear voices and see things, apparitions, demons, if you will, screaming and shouting at me. Just the most horrendous things, and they're just terrifying. And then I also have debilitating anxiety. These are all three things that have made my life hell. But I've managed to get through. But it was out of desperation because nothing has worked to get this out of my life. The voices, the depression, the anxiety, the worry, the weight of the world, it felt like, was on me. Well, out of depression and desperation, I sought out esketamine therapy. Now, esketamine therapy is something that is really great, although it's horrible too. If you have any trauma, it brings it to the foreground, and you deal with it. You process it, and you let it go. You learn from it, and let it go. Anyway, throughout this therapy, the esketamine therapy that I went through, over the course of my treatments, I no longer am depressed. I no longer have the debilitating anxiety. I no longer hear the screaming voices or see the horrific visions. I'm free. I have a life now that's completely different than any other life I've ever experienced before. I'm getting used to this life. I wrote a book. It's called Picking Up the Breadcrumbs. You see, I took notes, did daily notations in a journal, my journeys journal, about every single thing I felt, thought, and experienced through about 3 months. Yes, exactly 3 months. 2 months of the therapy and 1 month after. About all of the insights, the revelations, the connections, the beautiful things that I came to understand and realize and experience, and know firsthand that it's possible to be happy, to be at peace, to be in love with life and yourself and others, with your surroundings, to become the observer of all things, to hear the birds that are serenading my ears in these morning hours, to feel the coolness upon my skin in these morning hours, to see the dewdrops and to feel the coolness on my socks through my sandals as I walk through the grasses. They're damp and wet. So are my socks. And it's marvelous. It's just completely marvelous. So the observer is something that I cover in my book. The principles and the discoveries, the insights, the ways that I got out of my depression, out of my anxiety, things that help me now as a map to life as I exist as a new me in this new realm of life that is just amazing. So yeah, it's in Picking Up the Breadcrumbs, and that book available to anybody, and I hope that it can bring some solace to you, some comfort, some insight. Maybe you can glean something from it that helps you. If not, if you're thinking about going through the esketamine therapy, then read this book, get to know what you're getting ready to get into, and know the journey along the way. It's individual and personal for everybody. Life is. But this human experience is an amazing thing. And it's something that we need to come to appreciate and embrace, because it's here now, in this present moment, this beautiful moment, that you can be at peace and at love and at joy in, just by letting go of every single thing. You have to let go of everything in order to have everything.